Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Dr. Steve Gallen III. I'm very excited today to discuss a program that has been quietly, yet successfully, impacting the learning and lives of countless young people in Miami Gardens and, quite frankly, through Miami-Dade County. This program is Acceleration Academies. It is a program that believes that students never end their journey for learning and lifelong success, and provides an opportunity for them to resurrect their education and to, again, more importantly, graduate and pursue their dreams and life's work. I've had an opportunity over the past several years to serve witness to this program, not only in its implementation, but equally important in its culmination activities as students walk across the stage and graduate. Many students who for years sat on the margins of our educational system, and in some cases, sadly and regretfully, many had given up on, but not Acceleration Academies. So I'm very, very fortunate to have the director, Indira, Mardis, and actually two students, Sophia and Marc, who are going to discuss Acceleration Academies, what it's doing now, and the impact that it's had on their learning and their lives. Indira, did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Last name, Indira Mardis.
Mardis.
Mardis. Great. Welcome. Welcome to Real Talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I've had an opportunity to serve witness to the program's implementation, visiting the site, specifically the site that's in Miami Gardens off of 47th and 183rd Street. But I understand that this program has expanded to serve students across Miami-Dade County, from Florida City to County Line Road, in various aspects. But I've always been excited about the program when I look at students walk across the stage graduating, earning their high school diploma. And we know that in education it's not a one-size-fits-all. We know that education is not a factory. We know that many things happen during the course of a young person's life, from elementary to middle to high school, that may impede them graduating on time, and in some cases impede their ability to graduate altogether. Over the past several years, Acceleration Academy has provided a very valuable and viable solution to those students in terms of recapturing them, re-engaging them, and resurrecting their education and putting them on the pathway toward learning and lifelong success. Tell us about Acceleration Academies.
Yes, so we work with Miami-Dade County Public Schools under the Alternative Outreach Program, and we have graduated more than 500 students. We work with students under the ages of...
Say that again. You graduated more than how many?
More than 500 students.
More than 500 students over the course of how many years?
We opened 2018.
Absolutely,
yes. Yes.
So over the past 6 years, you've graduated over 500 students.
Yes.
Very, very impressive.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and we have an academy at Homestead, one academy in Miami Gardens, and one academy in Liberty City, and we're trying to open one by the summer in Little Havana to be able to help that community. We have a lot of students that are 14 all the way to 21. So we do help a lot of the students that age out at traditional school, and we do help students that couldn't finish middle school. So they need to finish 8th grade, and then some of our students stay there, but other students, we're just helping them go to high school and be able to graduate in high school. And we do help a lot of students with credit recovery as well during the summer.
So you're now providing an opportunity for middle school students.
Yes.
Many people heard this terminology, aging out. I kind of understand what that means from an educational standpoint. This has been a reflection of what many for the past several decades have called a draconian policy that resulted in students being retained for up to 3 years in 3rd grade. With the advent of high stakes testing, many of our students were retained based on a single test. They can do well in school, academically, attendance-wise, behavior-wise, but on one moment in time, if they don't progress and demonstrate a certain level of proficiency on a test, which is high-stakes testing, these students can be retained not 1 year, not 2 years, but up to 3 years. So when you're looking at students who are in the 3rd grade that may have been retained for 3 years plus, we know what that does in terms of having them being an elementary school student beyond their age, having some devastation to their self-esteem and confidence. And again, we understand that the research says that the students who are retained, not multiple times, but at least one time, it enhances their chances for dropping out of school. So you all are targeting those students as well and providing a solution for those students at the middle school level. Can you talk more about that program?
Yes. So a lot of our students may be in foster care, or they went through difficult situations, and they couldn't finish 8th grade. And they might be 17, they might be 18. They come to our program and we help them 1 credit at a time. We review their credits, and then we're able to provide a personalized learning plan so they can finish middle school and they can enroll in high school. Some students get a GED, but most of the students just stay with our program, get a high school diploma, and then are able to go to college, right? So we do work with some of our students that want to do Miami-Dade College. They want to go in the Army. They want to go to trade school, but some of them want to go to university. They want to be a doctor, right? So we are able to help them because there are not many programs that are able to help students that age out and need to finish middle school. If you don't finish middle school, then you don't have a high school diploma because you're not able to go to high school. The high schools will not accept you if you're 17 in 9th grade, right?
Yeah. So you've had students potentially 17 years old in middle school still?
Yes, and older.
At 17 years and older in middle school?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this whole notion of aging out, for people who don't understand, the compulsory attendance requirements really speak to students from 16 to 21, unless they have an IEP that says they can extend their learning based on some exceptionality or some program requirements. But at 21, that's it. So if a student is 17, 18 years old in middle school, they are going to age out over the next 3 or 4 years. So you provide a very viable solution for them to continue their education in what you've described in a personalized manner. You talked about the personalized learning plan. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so the students, the moment they enroll, they go to orientation and they meet with their counselor. The counselor goes over the credits and then create a personalized learning plan. These are the credits that you have pending to graduate. We only give you the credits that you need to graduate. And then once you reach that, then we submit you to Miami-Dade County Public Schools for graduation. They review everything that we have done, and then they're able to graduate the students.
And they graduate with a high school diploma, approved and validated by the state of Florida, the Miami-Dade County Public Schools. This is no bootleg. This is the real thing.
Yes.
They can go to college, the military. They can go into a profession that requires a high school diploma. So they are validated and certified.
Yes, and we still have to do community hours, Florida Virtual School, all of the requirements for a high school diploma, and they still have to take the state exam. So we do provide state exam 4 times a year so they can take the test and be able to pass. We do provide SAT, ACT workshops as well to prepare them.
Great, great. Very great conversation that we are having as adults, but we know at the end of the day, it's important to look at programs by how they have impacted the learning and most importantly, the lives of young people. We have 2 young people here today. We have Sophia Rodriguez, and we have Marc Orbegozo. I'll say Sophia and Marc. 2 students that have been a part of the Acceleration Academy, so you can provide firsthand testimony, if you will, relative to how that program has impacted your learning and your lives, most importantly. Talk to us, Sophia, about your story and your relationship with Acceleration Academies.
Well, I found Acceleration Academies online. I had actually gotten sick my senior year of high school, and the public schools were not going to let me graduate. They told me that I had so many absences that I was going to have to repeat my 12th grade year and retake state testing. When I found Acceleration Academy, like she said, we did the personalized plan, and I only needed 4 credits left to graduate. So I was able to graduate within the same year as my other classmates, maybe a little bit later, but I was able to graduate, and they really pushed me through it, and they helped a lot. It became like a family.
So when they told you no, you would not graduate during that particular time, you didn't take no for that, you didn't accept that answer?
Absolutely not, because I knew that I had good grades, I did all of my homework, and they weren't letting me graduate because of attendance, because I got sick. That's not how it should work. And you know, schools are supposed to help you further your education. So I just wanted to get my high school diploma that year so I could be able to go into college.
What high school did you attend?
I went to, before that, Felix Varela Senior High School.
Felix Varela, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're public school. That was not the school at the time that provided what you needed.
Yeah.
We're very, very happy that the Miami-Dade County Public Schools partnered with Acceleration Academies and found a solution that met your needs at the time.
Yes, absolutely.
But aside from what we provided, I think you're to be commended because you say you went online and you did some research.
Absolutely. There's a lot of homeschools that you have to pay for. This one you don't. This one's free because it's provided by the county. And that's what helped me the most because at the time I didn't have money, I didn't have a job, I wasn't even driving, so it was a little bit more difficult for me and it was closer to home. So they helped a lot and they give you bus passes to be able to have transportation to and from the school. It was an amazing help.
Yeah, and your story, and I'm going to get to Marc very shortly. Your story, once again, debunks and demystifies this whole notion about alternative education. We have come to contemplate alternative education as a program or a system of schools for students who are troubled, students who are disruptive, destructive, defiant, all of the negative connotations that we associate with alternative education. But that's not what alternative education is. Alternative education is an alternative pathway for you to get your education. And in this particular case, you're an outstanding student, just had a challenge with attendance at the time through no fault of your own, and you found an alternative pathway to pursue your dreams and your life's work. We're going to come back to you. Marc, talk to us about your relationship with Acceleration Academies.
Well, I found Acceleration Academies when a gentleman actually came to my house. During that time, I was going through a hard time with my family, so there was a lot of hurdles. And this gentleman came to my house, spoke to my mom. I was gone at that time. I was working, and I received a phone call from my mother, and she was telling me how this gentleman came into the house and he explained to her how the system worked, how Acceleration Academy was just starting at that time, and an opportunity had opened for me. I went to the location in North Miami. That was the first location that I went to, 2018 if I'm not mistaken as well. And I met, at that time, Indira. I met also Melissa. I met Melissa, and they introduced me to the academy, and it was something different than just regular high school. Like I said, at that time I was a little lost, so I stopped going for a while, but everyone kept on calling me, telling me that I have to attempt. It's something for my future, something that's going to contribute into my future self. So I start showing up again and moved to the one in Miami Gardens. And the one in Miami Gardens is just an open concept, so it feels more home-like. You get to be a little more close to the coaches and everyone around you, so you don't feel like you're in a regular school. You feel like you're with family.
So when you said you were lost, I don't want to draw any meaning from that. You were not in school at the time. You mentioned that you were working, so you had stopped going to school.
Yes.
And what grade did you stop going to school?
11th grade.
So at 11th grade, you basically stopped going to school, and that's the terminology we say. Basically, you had dropped out.
Technically, yes.
Technically, you had dropped out of school. And because you were lost, you were disengaged, you were disconnected from school, someone came and found you.
Yes.
And recruited you to come back and reclaim you and place you back on a trajectory toward graduation.
Yes.
That's a powerful story about the intentionality of what we have to do, not only utilizing the model of Acceleration Academies, but what we have to do in public education. No student, no child, no young person, no life is expendable. And in this particular case, someone realized that you had disengaged, you had dropped out, and they came and recruited you to come back into school and put you in a situation that you found more viable, more accessible, more comfortable to be able to pursue what you were able to pursue. So talk to us about once you got in.
When I got in, the program in the beginning was a little challenging because it was different. It was just getting used to working at your own pace. It was more like time management. So it kind of pushes this student as well to, like, you know, connect itself with the system itself as well, and be able to progress and reach your goals. Another good thing was that they will also come to you and ask you if you needed help. That really helped a lot, because there are some students over there that they tend to suffer in silence, I will say, and they just need a little push. And that little push helps a lot, because it just opens their mentality of, I want to ask a question. I need help on this. I need help on my math class. I need help on my history class. And it just helps progress personality.
Thanks, Marc. Sophia, Marc talked about these notions of time management and independent learning, being self-directed.
Yeah.
These are skill sets that we all would agree are not only salient in school, but are critically important in life.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about what those two particular skill sets meant during the Acceleration Academies period, and how they may or may not have translated into your real life. Time management and being an independent learner, an independent thinker, being independent.
Well, being independent and the independent learning actually helped me transition from high school to college. Because with time management as well, I was able to, manage my classes and be able to work. Because
in college there are no bells ringing.
Exactly.
You
have to run from one side of the campus to the other.
There's no attendant. There's no security monitor making you get there.
Nobody will tell you, hey, you have to get to class.
And if you don't show up, Marc, oh well, so swell.
Yeah,
they're going to get paid anyway.
You're paying for those classes, so you better be there.
So time management, independence.
And it helped a lot. It helped a lot transition from what I thought was independent living and independent studying to what it really was. Where I have my class and then I have to go to work. I have to schedule each class so it doesn't interfere with work. As well as my gym schedule, and I keep myself busy.
So just the whole balance of life.
Absolutely. Yeah. But they do help you a lot. I mean, they only give you one class at a time in Acceleration Academy, so you're not overwhelmed with so many classes. And you have the ability to do that one class, finish it, learn completely from it, and then move on to a next class, which I thought was amazing, because it's like one subject at a time.
Indira, talk to us about, we can spend all day talking about academics, but I often say, I've said it for 34 years since I've been in education, I understood education was a construct that was not only focused on learning, but life. So when you hear me talking, I talk about putting a person on a pathway toward learning and life, because learning should be a catalyst for real life. So those skills, the academic skills, are pretty much set, the academic requirements are pretty much set by the state of Florida, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, but this notion of independence and time management and life skills, can you talk about how Acceleration Academies may facilitate that even more so in a traditional program?
Yes, so we work with a program called Ed Insights, and the program, that's where we have the personalized learning plan. So Sophia is able to see her 4 credits that she has pending, and every time she completes like half a credit, she will be able to see. So I only have 3.5 credits pending. So she's in charge of her education and her pace. How fast can she go? How fast can she finish a class? Obviously, we do have students that can finish a class in 1 month, but we also have students that can finish a class in 3 months, because we all have different obstacles, right? We have students that have babies, so they're not able to do that as fast. But we do help them with a schedule. Okay, let's work on a schedule, a flexible schedule, as long as it's 24 hours a week, that you can come to school and that you can work from home. And then we just create that schedule, and then we follow up. Hey, Sophia, you said you were supposed to be here Tuesday. Yes. It's already Tuesday afternoon. You're not here. What's going on? And that also helps with students to learn how to communicate. Hey, I'm not able to go today, but I will be able to go tomorrow. It's just, this is what's going on, right? And then just make them accountable and helping, because it's an accelerated program, then for them to know, like she said, it helps to go with college, right? So then, yes, we support them and help them and follow up. And we do also home visits. In case they're not showing up, every week we're doing home visits, Thursdays and Fridays. Hey, what's going on, Marc? You didn't go to school. Because it could happen that he's sick, especially during the time of COVID. We were still going, every Thursday and Friday to do the home visit. So it really helps them with the personalized learning plan and the system that we have in place to be able to be independent and then work at their own pace.
Yeah, Marc talked about this scenario where many young people suffer in silence. I would augment that statement. They not only suffer in silence, they suffer in solitude, meaning they suffer alone. So it's very important that schools are intentional about making sure that students understand that they're not alone, that we feel them, that we hear them, and that we see them. And when we don't see them, we know we don't see them, and we go look for them. Mm-hmm. So I think that intentionality about going out, reclaiming and touching students and making sure that they are engaged, that they're connected, is critically important. Relationships. One of the things that have been a focal point in education, I've always posited, was this whole idea of rigor, relevance, and relationships. Rigor of curriculum, the relevance of learning, and the relationships of the people you have as educators, as students, and how those relationships are fostered. What were the relationships like at Acceleration Academy that you would describe as being different from a traditional high school program that you felt was advantageous? I want to hear from both of you. So I guess ladies first.
Thank you. Well, I went to Acceleration Academies in Homestead, and what was different was that they treat you like a family. So teachers are a little bit more personalized. So when you're learning your subject and you're having problems, you can go directly to the teacher and they'll help you out instead of focusing on a multitude of students. As well as like they celebrate with you. They talk a lot about mental health because it's very important for them. And they make sure that you feel safe in their school. I mean, in Homestead, it's not a very good neighborhood down there, but that building is a safe space for everyone who walks in through those doors. Everyone feels safe there. Everyone can socialize with everyone else, and you go at your own pace, yes, but you still have the help of a teacher there.
Marc, talk to us about relationships and how that played a role in your success.
Where relationship really worked a lot. It helped a lot. Not just like I said, by calling me and checking on me. I felt like they cared about me, and they really do care about me, and that really pushed me to finish goals. And also the daily, I would take breaks and also talk to everyone around the school. I'll talk to my mentor, Eric. He'll give me amazing knowledge about math, especially when I was in a math class and he would still talk to me about math, and I would just suck it in like a sponge. And when I took the class again, I would look at the questions. I'd be like, wait, we had this conversation. I remember this. I remember he told me this, so I started doing it. And they just don't talk about general stuff, but they give you knowledge while you're having a conversation. And that really, she said, it makes you feel like you're with family because they're all supporting you in one way or another.
I didn't I didn't introduce my background, but obviously I'm the school board member in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for District 1. I had a previous life. I was a teacher. I was an elementary school principal. I was a high school principal for 7 years and district administrator. Ironically, I was the administrator that was over alternative ed for the Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So I would have been over a program such as Acceleration Academies, and I understand the power of making opportunities available for all students despite their challenges and or circumstances. Despite their challenges and or circumstances. Some students have challenges and some students simply have a set of circumstances that don't allow them to comply or conform to the traditional program model that we have. And then I became a superintendent of schools. And I would often hear parents or students or the public lament about what the school is not doing. And I would always rebut that yes, the school plays a role, the teacher plays a role, the principal plays a role, the parents play a role, but the most important person that plays a role in his or her learning and or lifelong success is the student, especially when you get to high school and students who are at a position to make decisions for themselves. Kindergarten, first, second grade, okay, they're kind of navigated. They depend on us to get them where they need to go. So I'm looking at your shirt, owning my success.
Yes.
Owning my success. What does that mean? What are you all conveying to the students when you say that? Owning my success, please.
Yeah. So the idea is not that, well, I have to go to school because I have to go to school. My parents tell me I have to go to school. But why are you going to school? What's the plan? And that's how we work with the personalized learning plan and the schedule and accountability. And we do assign a mentor for the students. So they have a counselor, a teacher, and a mentor. And a mentor is like a case manager, but it's mostly like a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just motivate them to go to school, but also have those conversations. Why are you going to school? What do you want to do after school? It's not only getting a high school diploma. High school diploma is the foundation. But after that, what are you doing? Are you going to college? Are you going to university? What are we doing with that? So that's pretty much it. Owning your success, you being responsible for your future and responsible for whatever path you want to go with.
Sophia?
Yeah, like she said, you're, oh, I'm sorry.
Go for it. Yeah.
I guess what I meant to say is that when you're owning your success, I mean, it teaches you a little bit of accountability, something that you need to have in life, and something you're like, okay, I don't just have to go to class, I have to finish these couple of credits. What do I need to do to get there? How do what tests do I have to take? What areas do I have to focus? And with the mentor, they do help a lot. They are like a cheerleader. They'll talk to you. They help you kind of guide you a little bit. Before Acceleration Academy, I didn't even know I wanted to go to college. I was like, nope, college is not for me. I'm not going to get into debt. But they talked me through it, and they were like, listen, that's not the only way, and there's other things you can study. It's not just the basic, like, 4 or 5 things.
Yes.
And it really pushes you forward and gives you that accountability.
Marc, you have the T-shirt on, owning my success.
Well, it has to do with passion, in my belief, and just like anything that has to do with your personality, yourself, what do you want to do? When back in the day they used to say when you grow up, because I'm not,
Yes.
I'm already grown, but it's what do you want to do with your life? That's what it means to me, owning my own success.
So you were at a crossroads, Marc. You were working, dropped out of school. What happened after you transitioned into Success Academy up until graduation? What was that like? How long did it take you? How long were you in the program? You obviously did graduate.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Well, there was a times where I was a no-show up in 3 different occasions where there were gaps where
Yes.
I would stop going to the academy. But each time that I came back, I progressed a lot. It was just life at that time.
But you never gave up.
And I tried not to give up, but there were times where that thought actually crosses your mind.
Challenges and circumstances.
So, it's just your own strength at that point. And you just push.
In life, I often tell people it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So you finished. What was that like?
It felt amazing. It was a life goal. It was just the beginning of the new book. And now it's the next chapter.
I can imagine that it was not only a gift to you and an investment in your future, but I would surmise that it was a gift to your family.
It was.
What was that like for your mother?
She was really happy. Obviously, she cares about education. Both of my parents had an education in my country. They have a higher education, such as my mom went to college and my dad went to technical school. We came to this country to have a better future. And by me not finishing high school, it was kind of letting them down. So when I finished, they were really, really happy.
What's your country of origin?
Peru.
Okay. Very proud. I'm sure they were screaming at graduation.
None of that. It was during COVID time.
Okay, but they were screaming at home.
Yeah.
Yes. Sophia, what was that like?
For me, it was a little different. I only had my dad, and he didn't finish, like he finished high school, but he never finished college because he had kids. My mom never finished college either 'cause she also had kids. But I mainly did it for my mom and being able to walk across the stage.
So you walked across the stage?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I walked across the stage last year actually.
Yes.
And it was beautiful. It was an accomplishment. It felt amazing. It was like she said, the base. It was the foundation for me starting my life, and I feel like it really pushed me forward to want more for myself and want more for like my family and be able to support my dad and help him out a little bit more.
So at a certain point, you went from potentially facing circumstances that would have had you to drop out of school to engaging Acceleration Academies, graduating from school, and now you are in college. What are you studying?
Right now I'm studying software engineering.
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. I won't say it's going bad because I enjoy learning about it. I'm just still debating if that's exactly what I want to do in the future. But I still have time. I just started college, and I have high hopes for the future. I'm just happy that I'm continuing my education.
And clearly so many other people have high hopes for you. What do these stories do for you?
I love it. The first time that my spouse used to work for Acceleration Academy, and I went to the graduation, I was invited. And there were so many students that didn't have family there to celebrate with them graduation. And they were able to talk, and you've been in graduation, so they were able to talk and just tell their story. And I just thought this is the right program for me, and I applied, and you know, I started working there in 2018, and it was just beautiful. There's so many students. We have a lot of students. We work with the TAP program, so we have a lot of students that have babies and drop out of middle school, and we were able to help them finish middle school and then high school, and they were able to graduate. With students in foster care, we have students that don't have the support at home, but like they said, the mentors are there to support them, and a lot of the times you want to be successful, you just don't have the support. So we have changed so many people's life, and also at the end of the day, we also want to help our community, so then we can all be successful, and then our students are not in jail or being dropouts.
Yes. You know, they say absent in education, too many young people are destined for prison, poverty, or an early death. Either they're going to do something to get incarcerated, they're going to live a life of poverty because they don't have an education to get a great position, a job, or a career, or an early death for a combination of circumstances. Education saves lives. I can tell you education saved my life. And I understand many of the circumstances and the challenges that face young people today, because similar circumstances and challenges faced me over 40 years ago, whether it was growing up in Liberty City, single parent household, teenage father, not motivated for school, but it was educators at Miami Northwestern Senior High School that really pushed me and believed in me and gave me an opportunity to see that not only graduation, Sophia, but college was in my reach. And a high school diploma, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate degree later, I'm here to give my testimony about what education can provide as a passport to learning and lifelong success, and most importantly, the passport to the future. As we prepare to close, Marc, what would you say to young people out there struggling right now with school, with life, with challenges and circumstances in terms of being on the margins of our educational system, or in some cases being totally disconnected from the educational system as you were about 6 years ago?
Well, there's going to be hard times, no matter what. It's just how you deal with them. If you let it win and it takes you down and it throws you on the floor, get up and do it again. And keep pushing and don't give up. Go to school. After you graduate, go to college. If you want, be a fireman, a police officer, be an army man, a serviceman. Do something that is just gonna keep you pushing forward. And if you fall, just get up and push forward.
Thank you, Marc.
Can
That's
I add
great.
something? I'm sorry.
No, I'm coming to you.
Oh,
yes. That's
I was
great.
gonna say,
Yes.
I
Go
was
ahead,
gonna
Sophia.
say,
What would
like
you say?
adding to what he said, there are gonna be hard times, and it's not gonna get easier. But you learn how to overcome it and deal with it, and you keep going and keep pushing, and it's something that you just have to keep trying, no matter how tired you are. That's how it pushes you forward for life. And even if you're a fireman, a policeman, you go to college, or you learn a trade, you're doing something with your life, and you're pushing forward. You're wanting more for your future.
Yeah, and I think your stories are so powerful because we started out, Indira and I, speaking as adults, but you speak from a lived perspective of what Acceleration Academies has done for you, what overcoming challenges in education and circumstances in your lives have reflected. Marc, you could actually say to a young person, been there, done that, got the t-shirt to prove it, right? And the high school diploma
Yes.
to prove that. And it's such a powerful story. And what will you say to young people and tell them how can they learn more about Acceleration Academies? And parents, family members, aunts, uncles, I often say aunts, uncles, grandparents, nosy neighbors, when they see a student is not in school, needs to be in school, how can they learn more information about Acceleration Academies?
Yes. So, like I said, we have a location, Homestead, Liberty City, and Miami Gardens. We also open an academy in Little Havana. They can always enroll in MiamiDiploma.com, and obviously everything is reviewed and sent to Miami-Dade County Public Schools. We're helping students that have finished 7th grade and are now in 8th grade, all the way to finish high school. And our program is completely free. We give them, like she said, one class at a time to be able to help them focus on that class, provide all the support, provide a mentor that can help them with attendance. And we're here to help the students. It's completely free. We want them to be successful. And I always say, if you are interested and you want to do it, I'm here 100%. And so it's everyone that works with me. But even if you're not sure, right, and you think, maybe I want to do it, come enroll and see if you like it, and we will be able to support you.
Okay, that website address is again
MiamiDiploma.com.
MiamiDiploma.com.
Yes.
Is there any number that?
Yes, our phone number is 786-629-1447.
Okay, and they can speak to someone, reach someone, and they can get them
Yes, all the information.
engaged in terms of what Acceleration Academies can offer them.
Yes.
As we close the show, I often ask my guests to give a shout out to someone that they're thinking about, that they're thankful for, or that they would like to message. So we'll start with you, Marc. Who you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my wife.
Smart man.
Yeah. Number one. And also my family and the guy who supported me all the way through with the calls.
Yes.
Eric Velez. He's a super nice guy, full of knowledge, and he's always there to help.
Sophia, who would you like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out. It's a two-parter. I'd like to give a shout out to Maria, the director of the Homestead campus, because she was the one that really pushed me through it, and she was calling and she was making sure I was showing up to school. And she celebrated with me when I got into college, so it was great. And the second part, my boyfriend, because he is working right now, but I'm wishing him luck right now.
Yes. Okay. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
To my team, they're amazing, especially the mentors and the teachers. They're so passionate. They work day and night, even when the students say, hey, I have to work during the weekend, no problem. Let's meet in Zoom and let's go over math, biology, whatever it is. They're always there to support the students, and they're very passionate about what they do. And like she says, that they whenever you guys come back and you guys are like, I got accepted to college, I graduated, this is my baby, we're so happy because we deeply cared about them.
And I'd like to give a shout out to the team of Acceleration Academies. As a professional, as a practitioner, and now as a policymaker, we often hear people make promises about what they're going to do in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, what they're going to do in the community, and most importantly, what they're going to do for children and young people. So I want to shout out to the team of Acceleration Academies, because 500 students who have graduated later, you have delivered above the promise. Congratulations, and truly appreciate the work that you do. And last but not least, I want to shout out to all young people who are in a set of circumstances, are facing challenges. As Marc said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But the only way you can finish is to never, 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 ever, 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 ever give up. This has been another episode of Real Talk with Dr. Steve Gallen III. And until next time, keep it real. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, change haters on a tirade. Talking to their grip in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. I'm trying to get grit, but it